Welcome to Boost. We visit a healthy nightclub in Paris. We get to the bottom of cod liver oil and take the quick way down the mountain before chilling out at the annual Chinese Ice Festival. But first, elevating the mind and body to achieve inner peace is the theory behind aerial yoga, which marries the centuries-old discipline with the acrobatics of the circus. Creator of aerial yoga, Michelle Dortignac, developed the practice as a way to combine her training in the circus arts with yoga and is taking inner peace to a whole new level. Trapeze fabric is hung from the ceiling and dangles approximately 3 feet off the ground. Students climb into the hammock-like device and contort themselves into yoga positions. Michelle says that by learning some of the basic aerial positions and movements on the floor, the body has no choice but to learn proper alignment thanks to the effects of gravity. She reasons that gravity always works, and it always works in one direction. Having the right alignment helps the body strengthen muscles and increase flexibility.
Essentially, people come in, they're a little nervous, but when they see that the apparatus is hanging very low and they're only going to be inches off the ground, then that helps calm their nerves right there. Also, there's big mats underneath them, and when they play around a little bit, they get more confident because they start to trust the apparatus more.
Each week, the class explores something new from the repertoire of dangling positions, and yet every class is a complete workout for the body, the mind, and the spirit. The class starts out on the floor, then progresses to using the fabric trapeze while still standing on the floor. And finally, they graduate to using the fabric trapeze to dangle. The slow progression helps boost students' confidence. And as they grow bolder, they appear to be able to let go.
This is wonderful. Anything to just relax from the day.
For some people, getting the hang of aerial yoga is about overcoming fear.
I think people would be scared, but if they get over the fear, they could do it.
Michelle says she was inspired to develop the class after seeing other yoga instructors perform similar classes. The idea behind it is to join groundbreaking yoga asanas with movements done on aerial apparatus. The physicality of training on any aerial apparatus complements the physicality of the yoga asanas. Shoulders are stabilized while being stretched. Core abdominal muscles can be strengthened more easily, and spinal flexibility becomes comfortable to explore. Students of aerial yoga have found the suspension allows them to achieve all kinds of postures in a supported way, from back bends and forward bends to inversions and twists, leaving them feeling refreshed, relaxed, and invigorated. These women are cancer patients. They gathered here at the University of Virginia's Cancer Center for some group therapy. It's called walking Qigong. Peter Marcouche teaches the technique at the Shanghai Cancer Rehabilitation Center.
Disease is a blockage of energy. And so if you can move energy and unblock those blockages, then you can cure disease.
Qigong is based on the same system of energy channels as acupuncture, replacing needles with movement and breathing.
Cancer is considered a yang disease, so it's kind of the aggressive kind of a disease. So when the hands are down, the idea is that you're gathering yin. So the earth is yin, and you're gathering yin to balance out the yang of the cancer.
For maximum results, patients should exercise 3 to 5 hours daily. Ruth O'Connell started Qigong 5 years ago as a breast cancer survivor. Now she applies exercises specific to the ovarian cancer she's still fighting.
I'm not prepared to give up the Western technology because, I mean, I don't totally understand all the Chinese medicine. And I think my Western medical doctors have given me and extra life.
One of those doctors is Carlos Gomez, who's an advocate of alternative therapies.
If you keep people moving and try and let the body heal itself as best it can, it helps fight whatever disease you've got, but it also makes you feel better.
Better physically, mentally, and spiritually.
I mean, it's like prayer. And I feel as though we're directed to look into Qigong. And I feel like it works for me.
Face the palms down.
For many years, advertising campaigns have preached the health benefits of cod liver oil and the omega-3 fatty acids contained in the dietary supplement. Now, experts say they've uncovered proof that cod liver oil is effective in slowing the destruction of joint cartilage that causes the debilitating condition osteoarthritis.
It said that cod liver oil was beneficial for the joints, so let's have a look and see if there might be some science to back up this, and exactly what we found. So we've moved from folklore, or sort of granny's medicine, to the laboratory and assessed it there, now assessing it in patients, and they were right. But what's particularly gratifying for me is that now we can publish papers and have strong evidence as to why it's right, rather than just being speculative about it.
The 2.5-year study was carried out on elderly arthritis patients awaiting surgery. Tests showed that cod liver oil reduced and in some cases even reversed the damage to cartilage around the affected joints.
This clinical trial has definitively shown in real human patients that when we gave them the cod liver oil capsules for 3 months before surgery, we could turn off all the enzymes that degrade your cartilage, and we could downregulate the factors that cause pain and inflammation.
While the benefits of a healthy diet that includes fish are no surprise, evidence suggests the active ingredient in cod liver oil may help relieve a range of conditions.
Cod liver oil is known to be beneficial for other diseases as well as arthritis, in fact cardiovascular disease and also brain function. So you're not just taking it just if you happen to have arthritis, but for general good health. And it's recognised now that the Western population doesn't take enough of this type of oil in the diet.
A regular dose of cod liver oil could help relieve the suffering and the millions of dollars medical services spend each year in treating the disease. Coming up, oxygen at the disco. The British government has teamed up with professional UK football clubs to promote ways of improving health. It's thought that football can make a positive contribution in both access to facilities and information to help improve the nation's health. With growing concern about sedentary lifestyles, the scheme may help promote healthy living.
Football is the #1 sport in the UK. It has a huge fan base of people of all ages, backgrounds, race and gender as well. And so this partnership shows that actually working with football, we can take health to the people rather than people have to come to the health.
But it's not just about young people. Professional clubs based in towns and cities around the UK are an integral part of the local community and have been instrumental in promoting local healthcare.
Some of the football clubs have been incredibly radical on this, as well as the primary care trusts. They've actually put walk-in centres in the stadium. They have GP referral units at the club, and then they've run promotions on different sorts of screening as well as healthy living as well. So it is about working with kids, but actually it's about maybe we should be thinking a bit beyond that and put some of our health services where people come to every week, and that's at the local football club.
The message about health has been backed by former professional footballer Robbie Earle.
Sometimes we've seen a Premiership footballer going into school in terms of education, actually saying it's good to read, it's cool to read. It's a powerful message to send kids when you have professional footballers going in and saying about eating healthy, looking after yourself, about making sure that we're not, in terms of racism, addressing the issues there. Football and footballers can carry a real powerful message, and I think everybody in football has started to realise that we have this responsibility.
It's hoped the Football and Health Initiative will get young people interested in sport and deliver support and advice for more healthy lifestyles. Feeling stressed, tired and in need of an energy boost? Advocates of pure oxygen sniffing claim to have found a miracle formula. The idea of breathing in a mixture of 95% oxygen mixed with herbal aromas started in Japan in the early 1990s and made its first appearance in America in 1991. Now the idea is finally taking hold in Europe. The first French oxygen night took place in L'Étoile nightclub in Paris. The oxygen bar works by selling people 10 minutes of oxygen at a time, with punters being allowed a maximum of 30 minutes in any one evening. With just 20% of oxygen present in the regular atmosphere, Oxypunto's purified and reoxygenated O2 claims to leave you healthier, build up your immune system and your energy levels, although the alleged benefits have yet to be medically proven. Nightclubber Valerie is a very satisfied customer. I feel almost blooming. I don't know if it's normal, but I feel okay. I think it's a product that's becoming indispensable in today's world, because we all have a moment in our lives or in our days that's a bit stressful and we need to relax. This evening I chose Zen, but I think there would be evenings where I would choose energy or relax. So it allows us to have this little extra boost in a healthy way. The oxygen bar extracts oxygen from the air using different levels of pressure through a system of valves, where the nitrogen is separated from the air and the oxygen is sent to an aroma station container. Although it's best not to go near the flammable mixture with a lighted cigarette. Every aroma station has 4 infusers with the natural aroma cocktails that are fed to the customer through disposable hospital-like nose tubes. The stations are controlled by a timer, and aromas can be changed by the customer at will. It was an idea that was started in Japan, and we brought it to Europe. It's a message of health. This club has a big message. People can drink and they can smoke, but they can also oxygenate themselves and do themselves some good. It takes 10 minutes. It's aromatized oxygen and it gives energy. After 10 minutes, one has a light head, and it has an anti-stress effect. We want to communicate in the club and to party and to talk to people. We have olfactory sensations because the oxygen is mixed with essential oils. So we have a really good perception. Mark believes that inhaling 30 minutes of oxygen a day is a great way to stay healthy and boost energy levels, whether you're intending to run around a football field or stay up all night at the disco. While the initial sensation has been compared to the start of a nosebleed, the discomfort is soon replaced by a gentle aroma that engulfs the nasal cavities and, according to those that have tried, rejuvenates the body, leaving one feeling more relaxed and energized. And if your idea of relaxing is cycling down a steep mountain, then free-ride biking could be for you. The sport returned to the Zion National Park area in Utah in the US as the world's best extreme pro riders tested the dramatic terrain. Free-ride organisers claim to be breathing new life into the sport of mountain biking, giving it an edgy and extreme twist. Whereas traditional mountain bike races take place down predetermined courses, like free skiing, lines in free riding are chosen by the riders themselves, who are judged on the difficulty of their line selection, control, amplitude and overall style in their descent. Free ride usually involves large drops, jumps and man-made stunts. Free-ride bikes put less emphasis on weight and much more on suspension than regular mountain bikes and are built from stronger, heavier steel, ranging in weight from 30 to 45 pounds. The frame angles are also typically steeper than those on downhill bikes, enhancing manoeuvrability around objects. As riders challenged each other for the $10,000 first prize, Cédric Gracier of France won top honours, helped by his backflip.
rampage, you know. We're here between friends, and it's not a race. It's big. That's why, because everybody, you know, everybody can see. And maybe the next day, go to the bike shop, buy a bike, and start to do some free ride, because you don't need much. You can even do free ride with a hardtail, and that's why I think it's really good.
Second in the infamous Red Bull Rampage was Andrew Chandro of Canada. Glyn O'Brien of Ireland was third on the red sandstone cliffs, which feature steep vertical downhill and sheer drops. Coming up, pampering for the boys. At a recent Research and Innovation Day in Brussels in Belgium, one prototype aimed to educate children about the benefits of healthy eating.
Well, Europe is a market of 450 million people, consumers, and is a center for innovation. For many decades, Europe has been contributing in terms of intellectual property, patents, and a vibrant industry, designing, manufacturing, producing advanced technology.
Select carrot.
This innovation fuses 3D images with a real background by using this small camera and tracking device. The background is real, while the pigs have been generated by a computer.
Usually, augmented reality has been used in scientific situations or in labs. We want to take augmented reality outside of the labs and put this technology in use in real-life situations. Paco?
The pigs are instructed to eat the food selected, and the healthy food makes the pig appear happy, while the unhealthy food makes it appear ill.
So this is a demonstration of our augmented reality system for teaching children about ecologic values. One of the things we want to do is to teach children the difference between balanced diet and an unhealthy diet. So for instance, we are going to throw food to these animals, for example, good food like vegetables. Paco, select corn. Throw near. Good. He got it, he's eating it, and he's happy. Woo! Now imagine we give this little pig an unhealthy thing like a cake. Paco, select cake. Throw near. The cake is there, he's eating it, and now he's sick. Oh, this cake was not good at all.
The developers hope the game will engage children and teach them to choose carrots over cake. The boom in men's grooming treatments has generated growth in a new wave of men-only health emporiums. This, many investors believe, is a largely untapped market and set to grow rapidly over the coming years. The stigma surrounding men's beauty treatments and products is slowly but surely being replaced by a willingness to do whatever it takes to look the best that you can. Global sales of men's refinement products and services are growing each year and look set to continue rising.
The global industry in beauty and health is thought to be worth something of upwards of £140 billion per annum. It's one of the fastest growing sectors at the moment. You're looking at growth of at least 5% per annum for at least the next 20 years. Now, traditionally, these products have been aimed at the female market. This is where everyone's been aiming their products, but that's all about to change. What we've got is the manufacturers, we've got the retailers, we've got the advertising agencies, all gearing up to try and break down those familiar barriers that many of us face. They want to aim these products at the male market. This is the big untapped market. This is where the growth is likely to come from. What they're suggesting is men everywhere should put their hand in their pockets and a mud pack on their face.
Situated in the heart of Mayfair, the refinery is where the discerning London gentleman goes for the very best in men's grooming. It was established in 1999, and the business is already turning over in excess of £1 million, with a 20% year-on-year growth. Visitors can enjoy every kind of decadence, from a wet shave to a deep tissue massage, or even a facial. The design of the spa itself is central to the success of the business. Its modern layout and understated luxury managed to hit just the right note with a high-flying businessman. Film stars and media professionals also make up a large part of the 5,000-strong client base.
The architecture and design of the refinery was kept very minimalistic and very masculine as such. Because we're a male-only emporium, we needed to keep it flower-free, pink-free, something that you could actually sit down and relax in, go on the internet, watch television, watch your sport, read your daily newspaper, and experience almost like an office feel.
In line with expected growth in the men's health sector, the management at the refinery are confident in their plans to expand abroad. While most people are trying to shelter from the severe cold northern winter in China, ice sculptors from around the world are only too happy to come out to play in Harbin, which bottoms out at 40 degrees below freezing. The Chinese city is actually further north than Russia's notoriously cold Vladivostok, but certain art enthusiasts are only too happy to hang out in the extreme cold. At the Harbin International Ice Sculpture Contest, 78 competitors from as far away as America, Canada, Russia and Korea are transforming 2-metre-high blocks of snow into animals, mythical figures and copies of famous artworks. The festival includes events such as an ice swimming contest, ice sculpture competition and ice lantern exhibits. Ice sculpting is my job, and it's also my hobby. Making ice sculptures and taking part in the contest every year has become part of life, and it's great fun. The colourful festival officially opens in January and runs for the duration of the cold winter months, when temperatures in northern China plunge well below -20 degrees centigrade and seldom rise above -15. Ed Winslow from the United States is participating for the first time. He and his teammate have created a piece called Mechanistic.
Well, I work in other mediums, but this is by far the easiest medium that I work in. So it's kind of like a day off and a walk in the park, actually, to do the ice. So with sharp tools, proper tools, like cutting butter.
Last year's festival was the biggest ever, with workers carving some 120,000 cubic metres of ice and 80,000 cubic metres of snow, turning them into over 2,000 spectacular exhibits. Harbin authorities welcome around 9 million visitors, braving the sub-zero temperatures to stroll around the ice festival, marvelling at the skill and scale of the sculptures lit by bright lights. We don't see ice sculptures often, and they're pieces of art. It's amazing that people get ice from the Songhua River and cut it into all kinds of shapes. It takes skill and good taste. Snow and ice sculptures in Harbin date back to Manchu times and the centuries-old tradition of sculpting lanterns out of ice. And the wintry festival looks set to continue for many more centuries to come. Michelle says she was inspired to develop the class after seeing other yoga instructors perform similar classes. The idea behind it is to join groundbreaking yoga asanas with movements done on aerial apparatus. The physicality of training on any aerial apparatus complements the physicality of the yoga asanas. Shoulders are stabilized while being stretched. Core abdominal muscles can be strengthened more easily, and spinal flexibility becomes comfortable to explore. Students of aerial yoga have found the suspension allows them to achieve all kinds of postures in a supported way, from back bends and forward bends to inversions and twists, leaving them feeling refreshed, relaxed, and invigorated. These women are cancer patients. They gathered here at the University of Virginia's Cancer Center for some group therapy. It's something new from the repertoire of dangling positions, and yet every class is a complete workout for the body, the mind and the spirit. Class starts out on the floor, then progresses to using the fabric trapeze while still standing on the floor. And finally, they graduate to using the fabric trapeze to dangle. The slow progression helps boost students' confidence. And as they grow bolder, they appear to be able to let go.
This is wonderful. Anything to just relax from the day.
For some people, getting the hang of aerial yoga is about overcoming fear.
I think people would be scared, but if they get over the fear, they could do it.
Welcome to Boost. We visit a healthy nightclub in Paris. We get to the bottom of cod liver oil and take the quick way down the mountain before chilling out at the annual Chinese Ice Festival. But first, elevating the mind and body to achieve inner peace is the theory behind aerial yoga, which marries the centuries-old discipline with the acrobatics of the circus. Creator of aerial yoga, Michelle Dortignac, developed the practice as a way to combine her training in the circus arts with yoga and is taking inner peace to a whole new level. Trapeze fabric is hung from the ceiling and dangles approximately 3 feet off the ground. Students climb into the hammock-like device and contort themselves into yoga positions.
Take the right toes just a little bit behind you on the
Michelle says that by learning some of the basic aerial positions and movements on the floor, the body has no choice but to learn proper alignment thanks to the effects of gravity. She reasons that gravity always works, and it always works in one direction. Having the right alignment helps the body strengthen muscles and increase flexibility.
Essentially, people come in, they're a little nervous, but when they see that the apparatus is hanging very low and they're only going to be inches off the ground, then that helps calm their nerves right there. Also, there's big mats underneath them, and when they play around a little bit, they get more confident because they start to trust the apparatus more.
Each week, the class explores called walking Qigong. Peter Marcouche teaches the technique at the Shanghai Cancer Rehabilitation Center.
Disease is a blockage of energy, and so if you can move energy and unblock those blockages, then you can cure disease.
Qigong is based on the same system of energy channels as acupuncture, replacing needles with movement and breathing.
Cancer is considered a yang disease, so it's kind of the aggressive kind of a disease. So when the hands are down, the idea is that you're gathering yin. So the earth is yin, and you're gathering yin to balance out the yang of the cancer.
For maximum results, patients should exercise 3 to 5 hours daily. Ruth O'Connell started Qigong 5 years ago as a breast cancer survivor. Now she applies exercises specific to the ovarian cancer she's still fighting.
I'm not prepared to give up the Western